Say hello.
Are you ready for this?
My helper is here. That's Jerry, my helper.
With the fancy sunglasses. Limitations of that camera. You're testing the limitations.
Okay, Cloudy here with Cloudy's Van Service. Hello, YouTube world. I keep looking over at Jerry to see if he's watching me. Staring into a camera is funny. I'm not much of a talker. But to Rick the Fix, I want to see if I can give you some hints about welding sheet metal. It's all about the HAZ. So we'll be there in a minute. Over and out. Now it's focused on Rick. This is my 1/4" angle grinder. This is a 3M conditioning disc, roll lock conditioning disc. The brown color is coarse and I'm stripping paint with it. So I have scrap metal here that I want to strip. Pause.
So here's Cloudy at his daily grind.
At welding school, they tell you that you need to clean both sides of the metal. That is very important when welding sheet metal. Paint on the back of a patch will contaminate the weld and cause it to bubble up and be dirty and a poor weld. So I gotta cut that down for welding now. Pause.
When this record thing is flashing, it's on pause?
No, it's recording now because I can see the green light. Rick, we're all familiar with the cutoff wheel in a die grinder. Very hard to control. I find that the cutoff wheel in an angle grinder is much easier to control when you're trying to make a cut. So I'm going to cut the steel in half. That was easy. Keep going. Part 1. And welding, putting two pieces of metal together. Stop. Next step, deburr the edges.
Want to turn it on?
I did. On both sides.
So why do you deburr it?
a better weld. Go. You're going.
Still going.
I'm going to try and simulate your weld on the quarter panel at the body line for the door opening. Deburring. Now we have our cut in the quarter panel. This is a quarter panel, by the way. So it should be very similar to the same thickness you're using. Pause. Okay, Rick. This Dremel cost me $9 at the flea market. But I recommend you get a Dremel, variable speed, right angle attachment. Can be gotten at Sears, $29, or Kmart, $24. Of course, it would cost more in Canada. Using Dremel as a cutoff tool, the Dremel cutoff wheels are useless. Touch anything and they break. Dremel or eBay fiber reinforced cutoff wheels. Easy to control. Makes a much smaller cut. Easier to weld up. Which for you, you were making the cut, then expanding the cut, so the smaller the cut, the less metal you'd have to put back in. So the whiz wheels, the cutoff wheels, are thicker than the Dremel cutoff wheels. But since you cut with a cutoff wheel, I'm going to try and weld a cutoff wheel hole. And I want to do a funny thing. I got to find me a helmet. Alright, whoops. Can't weld that tuning, the welder, which you saw that on V8TV.com. Very good show. Very educational. Just love it. So, something funny is going to happen here. Almost did it again. Gotta find my ground wire. Can't use that, it would melt.
It's supposed to be the difference between on and off. Let me make sure you're still in here.
Rick, this kind of looks like the welds you were trying to make. That long one there has a hole right in the center, and the other two have holes and porosity in the center. That's what happens when you forget to turn the gas on. Your welds look like they had no gas, or very little. So let's try this again with the welding shielding gas.
Recording.
Okay, Rick. I'm going to try this again with the gas on. I'm lucky to have my wire speed control here. And this welder will do auto weld. But I find that auto weld, you can adjust the wire speed, it automatically adjusts the amperage to match. Except on size 23 wire. 23, 24, 25 is all the same. So I need a tad more heat, and I'm on manual, and I turned it a half a notch. What went wrong there? Cut my little ball off the end. Purge the air out of the tube.
So what you're saying is that you got to do a little bit of experimenting to make sure that you get the right mix.
Experimenting mix. Now, I can tell you, you didn't have this problem. This metal has been coated with rust preventative zinc. What's that metal coating I'm thinking of?
Well, zinc is rust preventative.
Galvanized.
Galvanized is rust
That
proof.
white powder is galvanized burning. No holes in the weld, and I can't get the camera to focus, so I apologize. But now that I got a pretty good weld there, I'll go back to our hole in the quarter panel. If I was getting real technical, I would mount that vertical to adjust the welder, to practice welding, to work on my technique. But I'm just playing around here. So Bring the camera over and look over my shoulder. Now, could you hold that helmet in front of the camera? Okay, Rick, there's 3 spot welds.
110?
It should if you have a long. I missed the slot and got it on the side. That's in the middle on the widest spot too. Do a spot, let it cool down, clean off the ash, another spot. And you didn't say when you switched to the smaller wire that you also switched to the smaller tip. If the hole in the tip 30 thousandths or 22 thousandths is, if the hole in the tip is too big, then you'll have an arc between the wire and the tip that will weld the wire to the tip and make it stick. So you need the right size tip for the wire that you're using. You had 23, 25 thousandths wire. So the tip you're going to find will be 23, 24, 25, or 26. And that will work. Oh, I kind of messed that one up off center. Got a lump on it. Two more ought to fill this little thing in, which is shorter than yours. Okay, that's that for the helmet.
After it cools down. After it cools down.
Can't hold it. Off.